Welcome to this exam prep video for IB Environmental Systems and Societies. In this video, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know to feel ready for paper 1, from how the paper is structured to how to read the questions, how to manage your time, and for HL students, how to use the 3 HL lenses to strengthen your answers. So let's get into it. So what exactly is paper 1? Paper 1 is a case study exam. That means you're going to receive a resource booklet on the exam day that contains data about a real environmental situation, a place, an ecosystem, an issue. It's usually geographically centered. You've never seen it before, at least not officially. That's intentional. The IB wants to see whether you can apply the knowledge and the skills that you've built throughout the course to a brand new context. Both SL and HL students sit paper 1, and all of the questions are compulsory. That means there's no choice. You have to answer every question. For standard level students, the paper is 1 hour long, it's worth 35 marks, and it counts for 25% of your overall course grade. For HL students, the paper is twice as long. It's 2 hours, it's worth 70 marks, and it counts for 30% of your overall grade. The data in the resource booklet comes in multiple different formats. You'll see maps, graphs, tables, photographs, and written text. Part of your job is to read that data carefully and then use it to support your answers in the answer booklet. Now let's talk about how to respond to the questions. The single most important habit you can build for paper 1 is this: read the command term first. Every question in IB ESS begins with a command term. That's a specific word that tells you exactly what kind of answer is expected. These command terms are grouped by assessment objective. Assessment objective 1, or AO1, are things like state, define, list, and label. Those kind of questions ask for short, direct answers. 1 or 2 sentences is usually enough, and sometimes as little as 1 or 2 words. Assessment Objective 2 command terms like describe, identify, and interpret ask you to do a little bit more. You need to show that you understand what the data is telling you and not just repeat it. Assessment Objective 3 command terms like analyze, evaluate, discuss ask for the most depth. These are the questions that want you to break things down, weigh up strengths and limitations, or consider different perspectives. Here's a key strategy. You always want to match the depth of your answer to the number of marks. So a 2-mark question, generally, you should target about 2 distinct, clear points. A 6-mark question needs about 6 points or 6 distinct sentences to create a developed, structured response. If you write a paragraph for a 1-mark question, you're spending a bunch of time that you don't actually have. And if you only write 1 sentence for a 6-mark question, you're not writing enough. Here's something that students often forget. Many of the questions actually tell you where to find the answer. When a question says, with reference to figure 3, or using the data in table 2, that's a direct instruction. The examiner wants you to use that specific resource. Go to it, read it. You have it right in front of you. It's in the resource booklet. Then write your answer using evidence from it. That's one of the biggest differences between paper 1 and paper 2. In paper 1, the case study data is your evidence. Your answers should always connect back to what's shown in the resource booklet. Let's talk about timing for standard level students. You've got 60 minutes to earn 35 marks. That gives you about 1 minute per mark, which is a helpful rule to keep in mind. You should start by spending about 10 minutes reading the entire resource booklet before you answer anything. This investment is going to pay off. You'll understand the case study better, the overall format, and really kind of the theme of it, and you'll be less likely to miss important data when you're answering questions under pressure. After that, you're going to move through the questions at a steady pace. Check the marks for each question before you write. Don't overwrite those short answer questions. Before the time is up, you want to go back and review your answers. Don't rewrite everything, but check that you've actually answered what the question was asking. If you target that 1 minute per mark level, that's going to give you about 10 minutes at the end of the exam to do exactly that. For higher level students, you've got 120 minutes to earn 70 marks. And so again, you're going to use roughly 1 minute per mark. The same reading strategy applies. Spend the first 10 minutes of the exam going through the resource booklet. The main difference at HL is that higher mark questions are going to require more developed responses. So when you see a question worth 5 or 6 marks, you need to plan a structured answer that's going to include multiple points, and you need to support those points by case study data. This is also where the HL lenses can add real depth to your responses. And that's going to bring us to the next slide. HL students have studied three lenses throughout the course: environmental law, environmental economics, and environmental ethics. These lenses aren't just topics to memorize. They're ways of thinking about environmental issues that can make your paper one answers more sophisticated. So when you read a question, ask yourself, does this connect to law? That means rules, treaties, compliance, or enforcement. Or maybe it connects to economics, and that means costs, market failure, or externalities. Of course, it could also connect to ethics, and that means values or how different worldviews like anthropocentric versus ecocentric perspectives shape how people respond to different environmental problems. You won't always need to apply a lens, but when the question invites it, especially those higher mark, lengthier questions that are asking you to evaluate or discuss, bringing in a lens is going to show the examiner that you're thinking like an HL student. Good luck on paper one. You have the knowledge. Now use these strategies to go out and show it. And until next time, happy learning.